Fascinating stuff. I'm Craig Shields, and I'm here with John Perlin. We're at the University of California at Santa Barbara here this afternoon, and we're talking about his magnificent book, Let It Shine, The 6,000-Year Story of Solar Energy. John, welcome back.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit more about the history, the ancient history of solar energy, but then I want to save plenty of time for the modern era.
Of course. But what I think is really interesting, and I developed it during my bike ride, is there were various breakthroughs in solar energy. The first breakthrough was, as we already discussed, knowing where the sun is during the year. And of course, that was done by the Chinese. And later, what's interesting is it was also rediscovered by the Greeks and Romans. Mm-hmm. And then forgotten by all the people who put up the suburbs of the United States.
I see. I have a question for you that just occurred to me. Obviously, we know now that the Earth is essentially spherical, and that the higher you go in terms of latitude, the farther you move from the equator, the more pronounced, the lower that's in the sun, in the sky, the sun will be in the summer. Let's just take an example, and in the winter, I suppose. Somebody told me recently that the concept that Christopher Columbus 500 years ago was the first person to figure out that the Earth was round is complete hogwash. That people have known that the Earth is round, spherically round, for a much longer period of time. Do you have any sense for that? And did that occur to the Chinese? That there were certain people, I guess they didn't travel an awful lot, so this would have been a difficult thing to have accomplished. But was there any sense that the Earth was a sphere back then?
Well, I don't know for the Chinese, but I do know for the Chinese is they knew about the lands below the Tropic of Cancer. And they knew something that even one of the brightest UCSB professors, I won't name his name, didn't know, so I had to send him the data, is that below the Tropic of Cancer, during the summer solstice, the sun is always in the north.
Yeah, right, yes, I can see.
So they did know that, and it was a real shocker for the emperors of China to realize that the sun wasn't in the south in every place they were. And that's above the equator, but below the Tropic of Cancer during the solstice. Mm-hmm. Like in Mexico City, for example, the sun never, almost gets to the south, but never does.
I see.
So it's always in the, most of the time in the north east and then the northwest.
How interesting. So tell me, if you would, okay, well, very good. I think at this point what we ought to do is take a quick break and then come back and talk a little bit about the more modern concerns about solar and where we are vis-a-vis renewable energy, sustainability, etc.
Right.
Okay?
You're the man.